So hello everybody, welcome back to the Game Haus. I try to find really good stories about people in the gaming world, streaming world, esports world, and I was fortunate enough in February of 2019 this year to be in Las Vegas and to speak down there to the IGDA. And the IGDA is the Independent Game Developers Association, and they have a chapter in Las Vegas. They have chapters all over the place, country, world, and it's a really awesome place. If regardless of your progress as a game developer, it's a great place to network, find good data, meet smart people. Today, I have with me somebody. He's the chairman of the IGDA in Las Vegas. I want to make sure I say his name correctly because it's got a lot of syllables in it. I have with me Grover Whimberly Grover Whimberly IV. Make sure I say that correct. Grover Whimberly IV. He's the chairman of the IGDA in Las Vegas. He's an indie game developer himself. He's worked on a lot of software as far as working on the quality, and so I'll let him introduce himself a little bit, and then we'll go from there, sir. So go ahead.
Sure. Yeah. Hi, my name's Grover. I'm, as Bill mentioned, I'm the chair of the IGDA Las Vegas, the International Game Developers Association. Sorry, wanted to make sure that was corrected there.
Right.
And I'm also a game developer, independent game developer. I run Wim Independent Studios. We go by Wimberly for short. I've been doing independent game development for about a little over 6 years now. And we have a studio here in Las Vegas as well as one in San Bernardino, California. So
very nice, very nice. Now, the reason that I guess one of the reasons that the two of us are talking right now is that there was an announcement a couple days ago by the whole organization that is the IGDA, and the IGDA is forming a partnership with the NPD group. And what the NPD group is, or what they will provide, is access to data and webinars for game developers, and so access to better data when it comes to viewership and how people use games, and deeper information as far as webinars. And I wanted to get Grover's thoughts on this. I don't develop games. I don't see the gaming world the way he sees it. So as far as this whole thing now, Grover, what does the announcement on, I guess, on a grand scale, in a big picture concept mean for you?
For me as an indie, it would help a lot because the NPD provides, as you mentioned, marketing data for a lot of different games, who buys it, what's the age range, how much are they spending, what type. The NPDs very recently, as of at least a couple of years ago, they started tracking who buys DLC and additional content for the games and where they're buying them from. And especially that, a lot of people aren't buying games from brick and mortar stores anymore, right? They're buying them digitally.
Right.
And the NPD just started doing, they just started tracking digital sales. According to my notes here, they started doing as recently as 2016. So, working with the IGDA and providing this service to the members, I think is going to be really great. As an indie, how it would help me, marketing indie games is very, very difficult. I would say that's probably been the biggest problem we've had for my studio. And I know a lot of other studios have the problem too. It's like, how do you find the audience for your games? How do you know if the audience will care? What types of people like your product? So, having some kind of access to this as an IGDA member would be awesome.
So yes, this is valuable data for you, valuable data for you and your team. Now, So before we get going too deep in this, I want to make it very clear to everybody who listens to this that he's the chairman of his chapter, speaking for himself. He's not speaking for the overarching organization that is the IGDA. So I don't want anybody to get in trouble here. I don't want you to get in trouble, Grover. I don't want anybody to think that you're speaking for some other group or speaking for the organization as a whole. It was just the two of us. We're just kind of tossing around some thoughts here. So I just want to make sure that nobody thinks that you're going to be speaking for somebody else here, because I don't want you to get in trouble. You know what I mean?
Thank you for making that clear. Yes, I'm not speaking on behalf of the IGD. Oh, yeah, I'm not speaking on behalf of the IGDA as a whole. Thank you for making that clear.
Sure, no problem. Okay, so as we go from like a larger, big picture, and we move kind of down the chain. So providing market data, who buys what, where, how, when, age, gender, things like that. How do those individual pieces fit together for you as a game developer? I mean, when you're sitting down with your team and you're trying to figure out, what game are we going to build next? Where's the best market for growth? Things like that. What are things that you guys think about, toss around, and when you have access to this sort of a database and you use this data, so that, I guess, sort of talk me through what the conversation is. You know what I mean?
It comes down to the type of game that you're building. There's been some games that have been pitched to us, and they're already in a prototype phase. And we have to ask ourselves, if we decide to take this game on, it's like, well, what kind of game are we going for here? If it's going to be something that's already kind of mature, it's like, okay, how are we going to reach these type of people that would be interested in our product, right? If it's a mature game, for example, we probably wouldn't aim for something, we wouldn't aim for like selling it on like a kid-friendly system like Switch.
Right. Right.
You probably aim for something like on Steam or PS4 but for the games that we've released so far, we've kind of been a little bit naive in this, admittedly a little bit naive. We kind of made the games that we wanted to play.
Right.
And really do the proper market research on who would like it. But then once we've started getting fans of our games and people would come and see us at conventions, we noticed we took tallies of like the types of people that would stop by our game, and we kind of did our own little market research on that.
Okay.
I hope that kind of answered your question.
Yeah, it does. So, and I think it's important for people who are listening to this, when you're talking about a studio that has, talking about a studio like yours, where it's a small group of people and everybody knows everybody, versus a major developer. If you're talking like Blizzard here, that you guys have to be really careful, and you have to look at every aspect of the game and find the best opportunities, because you're a small group, and if you invest a bunch of time and a bunch of money into something that doesn't work out the way that the way that you wanted to, or the way that you should, or the way that it should, you guys are taking a risk each and every time that you do something. Whereas these major game publishers have I guess they have the cushion built in that if they want to do a project and it falls slightly short of goals, it doesn't change their whole operation. So I just hope that everybody understands that, is that when you're talking about an indie game company, you guys live and breathe all your games all the time, because that's how you eat, right?
I think about it every waking moment, really, because I do a lot of driving between like Las Vegas and San Bernardino. That's about 250 miles, and I go every 2 weeks. And all I think about when I pull over the side of the road, I take some ideas down and meet with my team out there, and then come back and meet with the team up here, and yeah, every small thing counts, right? If you know, like, yeah, there's a lot on the line if something doesn't go through, because we put in a lot of time and effort into our games, and you know, you can't get time back, right? So,
Right,
and not,
exactly.
yeah, and yeah, not even getting to the money issue. There's so much we've me and the other two founders of Wimberly, we put in so much into this financially too, that yeah, we, you know, every project is like it's gonna be go or bust.
Right. Okay. So, I guess I guess at this point in the conversation, I mean, it's a really good transition into the overall growth on the growth in the distribution when it comes to the indie side of games. So up until about maybe 2-3 years ago, really the only outlet that you guys had for getting games sold online was Steam, right?
Yeah, Steam. It was that was the way to go, and I wasn't really very confident on getting our games on Steam, because it was just like at that 3 years ago, like that was like, oh, you know, you had to go through green light, you had to hope that a lot of people, you know, liked your game enough, and if it was a niche title, or if it was a title that nobody like seemed to get first thing, that was it, right? But now you got Steam Direct. You know, it's the barrier of entry is really really low now compared to how it used to be even 3 years ago.
Right, right, and then on top of that, you have you have Steam now. You now have other players in the market, and it's not just somebody with a wild idea. You have you have Discord which is a wildly popular app, is now getting into the game business where they're going to provide a store for people to sell their games. You have you have the company that made Fortnite, and they're doing very well, so they decided to open their own store. So now instead of one store, you have 3 stores. So what does that mean for somebody like you? I mean, because before you could say, our game is on Steam, and everybody knew where Steam was. They all knew what Steam, how it worked, and the whole process. But now, as the barriers to entry start to come down, you have 2 more people in the space. So you talk about when it comes to the revenue splits and the distribution, and who's getting promoted and who's not getting promoted. So sort of talk about what that means for you.
Okay, so at the time of our talk, right? Because this may sound dated if somebody comes back and listens to this, like even in 2020 or beyond, right?
Yes, exactly.
The Epic Store right now only wants like either like really big name titles, or they want like games that are popular games that are coming out, or really big name indies. And I know that's hard to say, big name indies, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking like your Super Meat Boy, right? Or like I don't know, the creator of Undertale, right? That's what I would consider be a comparatively big indie compared to somebody who really not a lot, nobody knows at the moment, right?
Right. Okay.
But Epic, like right now, it's like they don't want people like me. They want really big name people, and to sign a 1 year exclusive deal with their store, right? And it's making a lot of people upset because, in my opinion, I think the way Epic is doing it is very kind of underhanded almost, because a lot of these people, they have Steam pages up already, right?
Right.
And like a month before they release and they sign this exclusive deal with Epic, they take the Steam, they let all their Steam users know, oh hey, by the way, we're not releasing on this platform. Makes a lot of people upset, right? There was the whole review bombing that you may have seen, which prompted Steam to want to change their policy, saying that if we notice a title's getting review bombed, it's not going to affect the score, within reason.
Okay.
It's fairly recent news, like a couple weeks ago.
Right.
Like, yeah, and then now all these people, they saw that Epic did it, and Epic's giving their developers, I think, 88 88%, and Epic's only taking 12.
Right.
And Discord's like, okay, we'll one up you, and you get to keep 90%, and we'll keep only 10. Um, now, and I mentioned Cartridge. Cartridge, which is owned by Congregate, they're wanting to get into game streaming service. There's also a rumor that Walmart wants to do that kind of stuff. And
oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's rumor.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay, fair enough.
All these people want to get into it, but it's like at that point, it's like you have too many people trying to get these games, and it kind of reminds me of the Netflix situation, right? Everybody loved Netflix because there was, people were upset that they had to go rent movies from Blockbuster or some brick and mortar store, Redbox, right?
Right.
Where it's like you pay a monthly fee and you have access to all this content, right? You have access to all these shows and all these movies. And then Disney wants to come in and then like, oh, we want to do our streaming service. And then you have Hulu that
right.
And then I don't think consumers want to go to all these different places to get their games. This is from a consumer perspective.
Right.
From a developer perspective, it's like, yes, I want to get my game storefronts. I want to get my game on as many storefronts as possible to make it's a lucrative for me, right? If somebody's going to go on the Epic store, I want my game to be there. If somebody's going to go on Discord, I want my game to be there. But as a gamer, it's like, would you want to have a third of your library on Discord, a third of your library on Epic, a third of your library on Steam? I don't know. So
interesting.
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's gonna be interesting because to me, the PC is still one platform, right? You have all these distributions going for one platform, right? As opposed to if I release my game on the Switch, I know my thing is going to be Nintendo, right? Nintendo only. There's not 5 companies trying to, release their own game distribution on the Switch, right? I'm only dealing with Nintendo. Or if I'm going on PS4, I'm only dealing with Sony.
Right.
But even releasing an indie game on console is a completely different beast, and I don't even know. So, yeah.
So it sounds like to me that that while lowering the barriers sounds great on the surface, and the opportunities, at least right off the bat, sound great, it then creates its own set of problems. And it's funny, I always laugh at things like this, because we say that we want choice, we want as many choices as possible, and we want people to have as many opportunities as possible. Right. But then when we get them, things become fragmented. And so, yeah, you're right. Having 1/3 of your library on 3 different, or you have your gaming library. Maybe you like 6 games, and they're, instead of it being on 1 platform or 2, it's on 4 different platforms, and it's just this. It's this convoluted process sometimes, and then you have the issue when it comes to sharing your data, and it creates its own set of problems. And I think I always laugh at gamers who want, all the opportunity and choice and give people a shot. And then you're like, but I want to be able to click one button and get all my stuff all at once. And you're like, that's not how this works. It's these, people talk about Netflix and Hulu. Netflix and Hulu don't talk to each other. So you can't just hit one button and get all of that content on one spot. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Like some people have made like a fan created program where it's like, okay, you log into all of your accounts on this one centralized program, and it'll log in and kind of parse all the games you own from all the different systems, right? But I'll have to get you the link for that after the interview's over. But
okay,
yeah, but yeah. Why would you want to have your library as a gamer? Speaking as a gamer, why would you want to have your library separated through all these different platforms, right? Like I have a Netflix account. there's been deals to get Hulu. It's like I don't want to do all this clicking to log into Hulu, right? I just want to watch Netflix and deal with that. Um, yeah,
Okay, sweet. Now, so sort of going forward now for the IGDA in Las Vegas. So coming up, so this is being recorded March 27th. So April the 2nd of 2019. I'm on your guys' site, right? I'm on the on the internet right now, looking at the invitation. So March or April 2nd, you have somebody from Discord who will be in Las Vegas to give you guys a talk, and then you also have the next meeting after that will be May the 7th. So sort of to talk about those two meetups.
sure. We at the IGDA Las Vegas, we have a meeting every. It's usually early on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Early Tuesday in the month in the evening. And we always have them at the Innovation Center, Rob Roy's Innovation Center. This upcoming April, like you said, Discord's going to be coming by. Mason Schiatti, who's a product manager at Discord, he's going to be talking about probably the Discord store. I don't know exactly what he's going to talk about, but it's going to be something Discord related.
Yep.
And in May, the former executive director of the IGDA, the whole IGDA, Kate Edwards, is going to be coming to give a talk. Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. And from my experience being in front of you guys and talking to everybody, it's a really great overall group. The atmosphere is wonderful. You guys were extremely nice to me and accommodating. After the talk and the question and answer, we went out and had a bite. Great time. I recommend, even if you're not a game developer yourself, the ideas and the people that you will come into contact with are valuable. There's in this online world where you can contact almost anybody, there's nothing that really replaces a face-to-face conversation. And I hope that people understand that there's more to Las Vegas than just a strip. There's a whole backbone of technology and smart people there that are doing great work that doesn't have anything to do with the strip, but they're still creating great content and games and products. So as we wind this down, as we shut this down, so aside from the two meetups that you have coming up, is there anything else that you guys are going to be doing?
For as me as the IGDA or as me as like indie developer?
I would say both. How's that?
Sure. There's at the end of April, there's going to be the Level Up Expo, which is the biggest video game related convention in Las Vegas. So it's for they have a whole indie game section, and there's going to be all the big indie devs in Las Vegas that are Las Vegas based are going to be there demonstrating their games. So if you're in the area, April 26th through the 28th. Let me make sure that's right.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
April 26th.
I just want to double check.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Yep.
April 26th through the 28th. Yeah, at the Las Vegas Convention Center. So that's going to be really fun. Two of the people that are on the Las Vegas IGDA Las Vegas board are also, they work on the staff for there. I'm not one of them, but I'm going to be demonstrating my games there.
Okay.
So yeah, that's one. Yeah. What else? Yeah. IGDA meetings I mentioned. Yeah, April, May. Oh, we're also going to be streaming those on our Twitch channel, IGDA _LV.
Very nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So even for people who are listening in and they can't make the meetings, I highly recommend watching or not watching, listening to our, well, I guess watching, yeah, watching our Twitch stream and checking out the meetings with Discord and with the former executive director.
Very nice. Okay, so that's for the IGDA. Now, what about you? So you guys, I'm sure you have some super extra secret project that I'm going to ask you about, but you can't really tell me about, right?
I'm sorry, I really can't talk about it. I will say though, we are working on several projects for consoles. We have never really worked on consoles before, so we're currently working on several projects for Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, and PC. So please look forward to it. You can follow us at Wimberly. We're on Instagram, Twitter. We have Discord. Just check us out. There's links on our Twitter page at Wimberly.
Awesome, and I'll make sure to put those. So as far as those links, I'll make sure to put them in the description. And thank you very much, Grover, for making time for me. I know that you're a busy guy, being a founder of a game development company, being the chair of the IGDA. You have a lot going on. I mean, if you drive back and forth to California every 2 weeks, then you're you have a lot going on, right?
I don't have time to sleep very much. Everybody keeps telling me I need to go sleep more. Maybe I should.
Maybe you should. All right. Well, thanks very much for talking to me. I really appreciate it. I was very fortunate to speak to you guys when I was down there in February. I hope I can come back soon. And everybody, I encourage you to if you're in Las Vegas, get off the strip, go find the IGDA, go find these guys, go find the indie game scene that is in Las Vegas right now. It's stronger than you realize. I try to get people to understand this all the time. There's great gamers, there's great game developers and publishers that aren't in California. They're in other states and they do a great job. And Las Vegas has a lot of them. Grover, thanks for making time. Everybody, check out the Game Haus YouTube channel if you like this video and all the other content that we have. Please subscribe and like, and we'll see you soon.